Hello and welcome to video walkthrough number 3 of the new house. This one is going to be the last one that we do before we put drywall on the interior walls of the house, and it's going to focus very quickly on insulation. So since the last walkthrough we had the house insulated, and you could see the beginnings of it right here underneath the living space in the driveway area. That is closed cell spray foam, which was used to insulate certain parts of the house, and other parts we used fiberglass. Now, a term that I learned was called R value, and by code you have to have a certain R value depending on the walls of your house, the type of the wall, and the climate you live in order to achieve a certain amount of energy efficiency. In theory, the higher the R value, the more resistant the material is to conductive heat. So it depends on the exterior walls, on the side of the house, or roof or basement walls. You have to have a different R value you need to hit in order to meet building codes. So down here, underneath the dining room, we use this closed cell spray foam in order to hit the required R value from down here. Inside the garage, we needed to have an R value of 30 for the basement in order to keep the floors warm upstairs, so we were able to use fiberglass down here. So the big difference between fiberglass and spray foam, at least for me, is the fact that fiberglass is much cheaper than spray foam. So where the space would allow, which down here it does because the joists are very large, I think they're 8 inches, you can do you can hit the R value you need to hit by using fiberglass insulation. Heading upstairs, so every exterior wall of the house, because we have a 2x4 framing, use this closed cell spray foam, which is much more expensive, and it kind of buries all the wires and such that were put in place inside the spray foam. Here's a good example of a wire. Now, this stuff isn't necessarily as hard as it was made out to be to me. I could chip it away with my fingernail. So if we had to do something where we needed to get in here, we could. But this is now what the house looks like. In contrast to the last walkthrough, where you could see the exterior sheathing of the house and the plywood, it's all now covered in this closed cell insulation. We had to hit an R value of 21 for the exterior walls of the house. So everything here, which is an exterior wall, for example, facing the outside, is full of the spray foam. Up there is the front porch, and on the inside of the front porch, the part that's that's underneath the living area had to be insulated as well. To the left, that's just an overhang. To the right, that's underneath the bedroom, and we have spray foam insulation there. Upstairs, same thing up here, spray foam insulation throughout all the exterior walls. This is the first bedroom, for example. This is all going to get drywalled over soon. The roof had to hit an R value of 49, which was very high. So this required a hybrid approach. You can kind of see it here of both spray foam, a couple inches of spray foam, and fiberglass insulation. So this was a pretty expensive part of the job, and it required 2 different kinds of insulation. But in the long run, we're going to gain a lot of energy efficiency in here. It's going to keep the sun from heating up the upstairs, and it'll also trap heat in the winter and also cooling from the air conditioning. So as you can see, combination spray foam and insulation from fiberglass and spray foam in the roof, coming through to the master bedroom. This is what it's going to look like in here. All the ceilings are done, and the room itself. Now, what has to happen now is the guy's going to come on Wednesday from the city of Union City to come and inspect the insulation. If he's happy with what he sees, we're going to get to put drywall in right away. So while we were waiting for that to happen, last week we put in the finished floors, which I've been walking on. You can kind of see in the video. We haven't sanded or polyed them yet, but these are the floors as they're going to be. throughout the upstairs and downstairs. We used red oak select to be consistent with what the staircase was made out of. We had taken a look at white oak select, which appeared to be darker than the red oak select, which I didn't quite understand, but I wanted a light color with wider planks. We used 3 1/4 inch planks in order to sort of match the modern look that was in the renderings that the architect gave us in the beginning of the project. So these are going to get a couple coats of polyurethane. I believe 3 actually. They're going to be sanded. Right now there's some kind of joint compound to fill in any gaps. That's going to sand right off, and we'll have a finished look when it's done. This is the bedroom again, the hallway. It's going to be very consistent. It's going to be tile in here where the washer and dryer is going to go, so that's why we didn't put floors in there. All the bedrooms are going to have the same thing. This is bedroom number 2. The bathroom is going to be tiled, so we did not put floors in here yet. That's still the naked subfloor. Front bedroom, finished floors. It's going to match the, very much look like the staircase, which you can't quite see yet. You can kind of see it here where it's exposed. It should look like sort of a very homogeneous look with all the wood between the staircase and the floors. And taking a look back at it downstairs, maybe over here, you can get a good view of what it's going to look like when it's done. Again, it'll be pretty much the same color, but it'll be polyurethaned. And this is the end of walkthrough number 3. Wish me luck with the inspector this week, and if all goes well, the next video walkthrough will have actual walls inside of this house. I can't wait.